Hello everybody, my name is Yvonne and today we're going to be learning more English in the kitchen. Today we're going to be making some very easy, tasty and delicious baked meatballs. The ingredients: 1 kilo of ground meat. Ground meat. Very good. 2 cloves of garlic. 2 cloves of garlic. 1 clove, 2 cloves. Also, we're going to be using some parsley. Parsley. Okay, this is fresh parsley. If you don't have fresh parsley, you can use dry parsley. Okay, dry parsley. Very good. Then we're going to put some Parmesan cheese or something similar to it. Use the one that comes in one piece. I think it's better. If you don't find it like this, maybe you can find something that is grated. Grated is something that we're going to be using like that. Okay, so we're going to grate the cheese with the grater. Okay, very good. Try not to use a cheese that melts. Okay, the Parmesan cheese doesn't melt and gives flavor to it. Then we're going to be using some breadcrumbs, or you can use some cracker crumbs. Okay, so these ones we can chop them, okay, and to make crumbs as well. It's something like panko. Okay, very good. 2 eggs, 1 egg, 2 eggs. Okay, very good. Then we have some spices, like for example, let's see, pepper, black pepper. This is black pepper. This would be like paprika, oregano, salt. Okay, and I have here a little bit of oil and you'll see when I'm going to be using this. Very good. Now, the utensils. We have a big bowl here that it's already here, the big bowl. And then here, let's see. This is the grater. Okay, grater. We're going to use this with the cheese. We're going to grate the cheese with the grater. Okay, grater. This thing here, it's a garlic grater. If you don't have this, don't worry, you can use your knife to cut the garlic. Okay, very good. This is my big knife. 2 spoons. Okay, let's see, our cutting board. Then we have a baking pan, and this here is parchment paper. We're gonna put the parchment paper on the baking pan. Okay, like that. Don't use wax paper. Wax paper, no. Okay, because it has wax, a wax coat. It's very different. Parchment sheet from a wax paper. Okay, so parchment paper. Okay. Also, very important, the kitchen paper towels. Very important in the kitchen paper towels, and our nice and comfy apron, okay, because we don't want to get our clothes dirty. Okay, very good. So now we're gonna start cooking. Very good. So the first thing we're going to do is we're gonna wash a little bit of parsley. Okay, so now that we have washed our parsley, we're gonna dry it with some paper towel, just like that. You see, you're gonna remove all the liquid from it, all the water. You're gonna remove it. You have to make sure that it's very, very dry. Okay, look. Now we're gonna place our parsley on the cutting board. Remember, this is the cutting board. So we're placing our parsley on the cutting board. Very good. We're gonna put this aside. Now I'm going to take my big knife And I'm going to chop the parsley. Look, this is chopped. Cut it into very, very tiny pieces. And I don't really care. I just care that they are very, very tiny. Okay, look at that. Smells so wonderful. The pieces are very, very small and tiny. Now I do that like this. I'm gonna set aside. Okay, now I'm going to take my 2 cloves of garlic and I'm going to remove the peel. I'm gonna peel them. Okay, I can do it like this. Very easy peasy, like that. Okay, well, I'm gonna peel first one and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Okay, now I'm gonna cut it like this, in very, very thin pieces. Okay, and then I'm gonna try to make like little tiny, tiny squares. And this is mince. I'm mincing the garlic. I'm mincing minced garlic. Now I prefer to grate the garlic because it's easier for me. Okay, so I cut it in big chunks like this and I put it here and it's much easier for me. You see? So it comes like that. It's easier. Just like this is minced garlic and this will be grated. Okay, garlic. Okay. Now we have our ground meat in our bowl. Ground meat and the bowl. Okay. And you could also use mincemeat, but there's a difference between mincemeat and ground meat.
Ground meat is put through a meat grinder and it might have some additional ingredients, whereas minced meat is made from 100% meat and it's sometimes chopped, not ground, so the texture might be different as well.
Very well. Now we are going to add our chopped parsley and our grated garlic. Very well. Then I'm going to crack the eggs. Just like that. There. There. Very well. And I'm going to clean my hands. Yeah. Okay, then I'm going to grate the cheese. Grate the cheese with the grater. Remember, I'm gonna grate the cheese. This gives a fantastic flavor. You can use the big one, but I better use the small grater. Yeah. I love Italian food. Okay, very well. I just put it like that. Very well. Then we are going to add some breadcrumbs there to the mix. Since I don't have enough breadcrumbs, I'm going to include some cracker crumbs. So I'm gonna be making this, okay? So, cutting board again. I'm gonna place some crackers here. Just like that, just a few, why not? And then I'm just going to do like this. I'm just gonna chop them. This is going to absorb some of the liquid from our meat, okay? And it's gonna give more flavor, okay? And texture, why not? All right, so we're gonna put that there. Okay, we are going to add the rest of our spices. Remember, a little bit of salt, so delicious. A little bit of paprika. There you go. A little bit of black pepper. and a little bit of oregano. And we just start mixing it until we have an even consistency. Now I'm going to place my parchment paper on my baking pan. Parchment paper, baking pan. And I'm going to take my 2 spoons, okay? And I'm going to start making some like American football balls, just like this, okay? Just like this. Look, it's not that hard, okay? Or rugby balls. I use this technique to have more or less the same size. Of course, you can use a small ice cream scoop, which would save a lot of time, but I don't have a small ice cream scoop. Very well. Once you're halfway done, you have to preheat the oven 180 degrees Celsius or 360 degrees Fahrenheit. Now that I have finished my mini rugby balls, I'm going to make them into round balls. Remember the oil? Well, I'm going to put a little bit on my hands so the meat doesn't stick on my hands when I make the nice round meatballs, okay? Very good. So you see, so you make them a little bit like this. Very good. The next one, you just need a little bit of oil so they don't stick, okay? You make them very nice and perfect. And you continue like this until you finish all the mini round balls. Very well. Now that my meatballs are all nice and round, I'm gonna place them in the oven and wait for 20 minutes. Very well. So this is how they look out from the oven. If you want, you can add some tomato sauce. So I hope that you have learned a little bit of English with this video, and if you liked it, follow us and subscribe. See you. Bye-bye. Take care.